2007. What a year. Year of 28 weeks later, an underrated banger. Wreck, an underrated banger. No Country for Old Men, rated very well, but still a banger. National Treasure, another underrated banger. And most importantly, Spider-Man 3, the underrated banger. Now, everybody knows that Spider-Man 2 is a staple for the PlayStation 2. Spider-Man 3 came around and was released on the next generation of console, hoping to go bigger and better than its predecessor. I'd like to take it back a step though and take a look at Spider-Man 3 for the PlayStation 2. I've always been a fan of Spider-Man.
Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one.
I've also always been a fan of taking things we all know and love and making them edgy. And that's exactly what happened with Spider-Man 3. Yeah, the first movie is fantastic because Willem Dafoe chews up every scene he's in and spits out art. And yeah, the second one adds Doc Ock and some great character writing, but numero tres, nombre trois, 3 just puts a smile on my face and on my heart. I'm the Top Blokey, and welcome to the video. First off, let's address the elephant in the room. These character models. Peter Parker looks like an iPad kid. Jameson looks like he's melting. Lord knows what's possessing her. But hey, the PS2 isn't exactly known for its beautiful character models. So we'll try and look through it and just enjoy the game. Try being the operative word there. The combat here is more of the same from the previous game. Light attacks, heavy attacks, web attacks, and spinning all those together for some spectacular combos. It's not just a case of button mashing though, as I figured out at some point. Some enemies require a bit more brain power to get through, and this is especially true for the boss battles. This one against Shriek and Morbius, for example, has you pulling down the window covers to make Morbius weak, giving him a good pounding. So Shriek uses her powers to bring him back. This, of course, weakens her. And this fight in particular made me feel like a bit of an idiot, though. I didn't realise that to progress, you had to just change into the black suit. I don't know how many times I beat these guys off. They just kept coming. Until I figured out I could just chill on the wall, that is. As for the regular enemies, you'll come across lizards, thugs, lady thugs, big thugs, more thugs. Not great range, no, but the combat was satisfying enough to not make these interactions a chore. Spider-Man 3 had too many villains is such fucking bollocks criticism. If I may refer to No Way Home, that movie had too many villains. Luckily, most of them were already fleshed out in previous movies, so they didn't need to do any actual work writing compelling stories. Anyway, the villains in this movie are as follows. New Goblin, Sandman, and Venom. Oh, and Landlords. Nah, he's okay to be fair. But the game, let's just say if the critics of the movie find 3 villains too much, then they aren't gonna like this. New Goblin, H-Bomber, Lizard, Kraven, Morbius, Shriek, Sandman, Venom, Robocop the Terminator, Captain Kirk, Darth Vader, Lopan, Superman and every single Power Ranger, Bill S. Preston and Theodore Logan, Spark the Rock, Doc Ock and... Wait, Doc Ock? What are you doing here? Get back to Spider-Man 2. As mentioned before, Morbius plays a bigger role in this game than I thought, and I don't hate it. I forget that there's much more to Morbius than just Jared Leto. During his story, New York changes into this dark, Halloweenish landscape with dark clouds and dead trees. This combined with the black suit really creates a grim atmosphere. Something I really wasn't expecting going into this game. Let's just take a moment of silence to mourn those who have been murdered by Sony movies.
I will remember you.
Okay, don't judge me. I actually quite like the Venom films. I said don't judge me. Those films may be alright, but they're missing something that's fundamental to the character design. That damn thickness!
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Venom in this game is caked up, and he's quite funny. Not as funny as Spider-Man PS1, but I did let out some unironic lols while playing this game. New Goblin, on the other hand. Is New Goblin even his name? Oh, it is. That's lame. To be fair, there's no green about him, although James Franco is a bit of a goblin, and well, he's definitely a bit of a villain. Ugh. So his voice acting in this isn't even his worst crime. Right, here it is, the black suit. This is easily my favourite Spidey suit of all time. Just so slick and clean most of the time. The cutscenes in this game just seem to have two different versions of the suit. One that looks like it does in-game and another that has way brighter trimming. But that's just cutscenes. Let's see how this affects the gameplay. Now, we are looking at the PS2 version of the game, which is, to me, the definitive version of the game. Anyway, at the press of a button, you can change into the symbiote suit, which significantly increases your health and your strength. But this boost isn't free. Use it too much, and Spider-Man will actually pass out, causing you to start from the last checkpoint. You can avoid this though by tapping out early and completing a quick time event. The longer you leave it, the more prompts you have to get right. It's such a great way to represent how Peter is feeling throughout the gameplay. You put the audience in his shoes by encouraging you to use the symbiote. Let it give you more power. But the more you use it, the harder it is to take off. The more power you have, the more you risk having to start the level again. Risk and reward done excellently. The suit can make enemy encounters a breeze, unless you're fighting these mugs who seem to dodge all of my attacks. Speaking of these encounters, between story beats you'll find yourself swinging around the city, not dissimilar to what your grandparents get up to on a Saturday night. You'll be on patrol taking out thugs and completing mini missions to help with the city's overall crime population. Most of these missions are just a few combat encounters, with maybe some light citizen saving for good measure. This is something that the newer games can't seem to get right either. We all love a hard-hitting story, putting our hero through their paces. But with Spider-Man, I'm sure we would all love to see a bit more friendly neighbourhood action. Delivering pizzas in Spider-Man 2 and finding pigeons in Insomniac Spider-Man are great examples of this, but I want more. Now, I really wanted to highlight this version of the game, because in my humble opinion, the Raimi era Spider-Man just belongs on the PS. Now I really wanted to highlight this version of the game, because in my humble opinion, the Raimi era Spider-Man just belongs on the PS2. Having all three movies have a tie-in game for the same console just feels right. The first is loved because it's the first. The second one came in and blew everyone's minds, and then the third unfortunately failed to live up to everyone's expectations. Everyone's except mine though. I love you, Spider-Man 3. There was a version of this game for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. I did play some of this to compare it with the PS2 version, and well, that's a good story for another time. There are a lot of Spider-Man games out there. A quick look on the web, and I found about 40. Let me know which ones you think are best, and perhaps I'll take a look. Unless it's one of the old ones, like really old ones, because nah, I'm just not doing that.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
So is this the best Spider-Man? Movie? Yes. Game? Maybe. Please thwip that thumbs up button and throw a comment down there. Go on, Let me know your unpopular Spider-Man opinions. Which version of the game did you play? Or just tell me how I'm doing. Oh, and remember, stay groovy.